The store was busy that Friday evening. People rushed in and out, their carts filled with weekend treats and laughter echoing through the aisles. But in checkout line 6, silence told another story. A young mother stood frozen, her hands trembling as she looked at the total flashing on the screen. $78.64. Her wallet was nearly empty. Her little boy, maybe 6 years old, clutched a small box of cereal, the one with the cartoon astronaut he loved, and whispered, "Mom, can we still get it?" The mother forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Maybe next time, baby." As the people behind her sighed impatiently, the cashier, a woman in her late 40s with tired eyes and a gentle voice, noticed something others didn't. If this story touches your heart, take a moment right now to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Moral Avenue. Together, we can remind the world that kindness still exists in places we least expect. Her name was Rachel, a single mom who worked 2 jobs since her husband left 3 years ago. Rent had gone up. Gas prices had climbed. And lately, even basic groceries felt like a luxury. She wasn't lazy. She wasn't careless. She was simply tired of surviving. Every paycheck was already gone before it arrived. Bills, childcare, and debt swallowing what little hope she had left. That week, her car broke down, and the little savings she'd scraped together vanished overnight. Now, standing at the checkout counter, with her son watching, she felt that familiar sting of humiliation. The cashier's name was Marilyn. She'd worked at the store for 22 years. Her smile was her armor, one she wore even when customers shouted, even when management ignored her exhaustion. But today, something about Rachel hit her differently. Maybe it was the quiet defeat in her eyes. Maybe it was the little boy who looked just like her son used to, before the accident. Rachel reached into her purse, pulled out crumpled bills, and whispered, "I'm sorry. I don't have enough. Can you please remove the milk and the eggs?" A man behind her scoffed. "Unbelievable. Maybe don't come shopping if you can't pay." Rachel's cheeks burned. She lowered her eyes. But Marilyn, she didn't move to remove anything. She looked up, smiled gently, and said, "It's okay. Let's take care of this, all right?" Marilyn quietly pulled her own wallet from beneath the counter and slid her debit card into the reader. Rachel's eyes widened. "No, please, you can't." Marilyn shook her head softly. "It's just groceries, honey. Feed your boy. The world's hard enough already." Tears welled up in Rachel's eyes. Her son looked between them, confused but smiling. "Mommy, she's nice." Rachel couldn't speak. She mouthed a "thank you," and they left, groceries in hand, hearts heavy yet light. But kindness, as beautiful as it is, sometimes comes with consequences. 2 hours later, Marilyn was called into her manager's office. "Did you pay for a customer's items?" he asked, voice cold and clipped. "Yes," she said. "She couldn't afford." "That's theft of company funds," he interrupted. "We can't have employees giving away free merchandise. It sets a bad precedent." Marilyn tried to explain, but he didn't care. The cameras had caught everything. Policy was policy. Hand in your badge. You're suspended until further notice. She walked out in silence. The store's fluorescent lights seemed harsher that night. The same lights that had once made her feel safe now flickered above her like judgment. A week passed. Marilyn hadn't heard from her manager. Bills were stacking up. She'd lost her only source of income. Still, she didn't regret helping that woman. Meanwhile, Rachel couldn't forget the cashier's face. She'd spent days searching for a way to thank her, but she didn't even know her last name. Until one morning, while scrolling through local news on her phone, Rachel froze. There was Marilyn's photo under the headline, "Local grocery worker suspended after helping struggling mom." The article was filled with judgmental comments. Rules are rules. She shouldn't have interfered. It's sad, but that's business. Rachel's heart broke. She whispered, "She lost her job because of me." She knew what she had to do. Rachel started a small online fundraiser. She shared the story of what really happened, not just the act, but the emotion behind it. The exhaustion. Humanity. Within 24 hours, the post went viral. People flooded her comments with love and donations. "We need more people like Marilyn. This is what kindness looks like." News outlets picked up the story. It spread across states. And then, one morning, Marilyn's doorbell rang. When she opened the door, Rachel stood there holding a letter and tears in her eyes. "This is for you," Rachel said. It was a check for $58,000. The fundraiser had exploded overnight. But before Marilyn could speak, Rachel hugged her tightly and whispered, "You didn't just feed my son. You reminded me that the world still has good people." Marilyn was speechless. She'd lost her job but gained something money couldn't buy. She turned the check over, tears streaming down her face. But something strange caught her eye, a small logo in the corner that read, Hastings Family Foundation. Her hands trembled. That was the same name as her old manager, the one who had suspended her. She gasped. "Wait, Hastings?" Rachel nodded slowly. "Yes. The foundation is owned by your store manager's wife. She saw my post last night." Marilyn's eyes widened. "She said," Rachel continued, "if my husband can't recognize kindness, maybe our family should." That weekend, Marilyn's story appeared on national television. Reporters called her the cashier with the golden heart. The grocery store issued a public apology. Her manager was reassigned. And Marilyn was offered her job back, but this time, with a promotion to Community Outreach Director. Rachel attended the ceremony, standing proudly beside her son. The two women smiled at each other through tears. Strangers turned into family through a single act of kindness. As cameras flashed and applause filled the room, Rachel looked at Marilyn and said, "It's funny, one swipe of a card changed both our lives." Marilyn replied softly, "Kindness always costs something, but it always gives more." The crowd erupted in applause. But as they walked off stage, a man in a dark suit approached Marilyn quietly. He handed her an envelope. "There's something you should see," he whispered. "It's about your son. The accident wasn't what you were told." Marilyn froze. The joy drained from her face. "What do you mean?" The man simply said, "Part 2 will explain everything." Moral: kindness always finds its way back sometimes when you least expect it. If this story shook you, make sure to subscribe to Moral Avenue, where we uncover the truth behind every act of kindness, karma, and justice. Please take a moment to like this video, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us continue spreading stories that inspire and heal. Before we end, I have one special request. Comment below what you would have done if you were in Marilyn's place. Thank you for watching Moral Avenue. Kindness always comes back.